Hey guys, Lee Taft here, also known as the Speed Guy, bringing you groundbreaking strategies. Let me share with you some checkpoints and coaching points when it comes to cutting. What is cutting? Basically, it's change of direction. Okay, it falls under the same premises as a change of direction move. When I'm looking at cutting, what is it that I want to make sure that I see my athletes do? One thing that's really important is if you have a clear vision in your head as to what you should be seeing during a cut, your assessment is so much easier. But if you really don't know what you're looking for, well, how do you really assess it? Okay, so make sure you understand that first. So let me help you with some coaching points. When an athlete makes a cut, we obviously have to make sure that the foot that is doing the initial plant is wider than the center of mass, so it's going to be wider than my shoulders and my hips, and it's going to allow me to go in the direction I want to go. So just in a nutshell, basically, if I want to go this way, my left foot needs to be wider so that it can push me in that direction. Now, coaching points, what do we want to look at? Number one, let's start all the way down at the ankle. If I plant my foot, make my cut, and I'm in a high elevated heel position, balls of the feet are on the ground, which we always coach, but it's dangerous. If we have our heels up, we're very susceptible to a sprained ankle, to rolling our ankle. We're just not as stable. We need the ankle joint to be locked. So when I plant my foot and I am on the ball of my foot, I still want my heel down. That locks the joint and it allows me to get a better shin angle by pushing my knee forward to lock the ankle, and now I can push off. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, is my foot wide enough to meet the demands of the cut? If my cut is really shallow, so we'll say like a speed cut in football, where a person, maybe a player, maybe makes about a 10-degree cut, or basketball, you'll see that sometimes. It's just a quick change of direction. Versus an athlete that's making like a 90-degree cut or a 180 coming back. When that happens, we need to see a much greater angle, center of gravity lowers, the hips get lower, and we don't have that much change of direction, change of knee angle though. So what I mean by that is if I'm doing a speed cut and I'm running really fast and I plant and I go off at an angle, I'm not bending a lot. I'm relying on elastic energy. I'm relying on stretch shortening. I'm not relying on grunt force and power by getting really low and then pushing off. On occasion that will happen, a comeback run in football where you go hard for maybe 15 yards and then you gotta decelerate quick and then come, we might get a little bit lower, but still, even then, when I get lower and I make my cut back, I'm still getting a wide angle where my leg's a little straighter so it's more elastic and I can push back. So going back to that cut again, if I'm making a sharp cut or a speed cut, in either case, I don't want to have too much knee bend when the foot is in its angle. I want that knee bend to translate to lowering my body, but still getting a wide angle so that I can use that elastic energy. So the first checkpoint I'm looking at is what is the foot doing to protect the ankle? Okay. Secondly, is the knee bend appropriate for it to lower the body down? Okay, I'm lower, but I'm not necessarily cutting with a great angle in my knees. I want it wide so that I can use elastic energy. The third checkpoint that I always look at is what are my shoulders and hips doing in relation to how my body needs to be positioned to make the cut. For example, if I'm going to make a cut and my shoulders are high, now what I've done is I've taken my hips out of it. My butt is out of the strength, and I want it to be there to be more to help stabilize my knee. So we always want to have hips back, even if my leg's fairly straight. Hips back, shoulders forward, and then I can push off into the angle that I want to go. Okay, whatever direction it may be. But if my hips are under, my shoulders are high, I've exposed my knee to a little bit of danger, lost my big control muscle. I want to make sure that's involved so I can make the cut that I want. So number one, make sure the ankle is locked and loaded. Number two, make sure the angle of the foot plant is wide enough and the knee is straight enough, not straight, but straighter, so that you use elastic energy. It's much quicker. And the third thing that I want to make sure is that my shoulders and my hips are still loaded and not tucked underneath me. My shoulders can't be too high, my hips tucked underneath me, so that I can explode in the direction. So there's 3 simple but complex, still if you understand it, coaching points that you want to look at when you're assessing your athletes on a cut. So hey, if you get a chance, push the red button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have questions, please fill in the blank below and ask your questions. All right, there's Taft, the Speed Guy.